Hello, hello, I'm Camden Walker for the Capital Weather Gang at CWG.live. We're there 24/7. We're talking about a rainy week after maybe some dry hours ahead for tonight and tomorrow morning, but we have some rain chances, maybe some patchy flooding chances Tuesday into Tuesday night, and humidity does return with these rain chances as well. Thanks for tuning in for our weekly Sunday Sunset chat on the blog and on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and X, our four social media channels there. The animation below is for this week's precipitation patterns. It starts a little showery tomorrow afternoon, maybe steadier tomorrow night, and then especially Tuesday into Tuesday night, that could be our most intense, heaviest, steadiest rains. Storms could come into the picture we'll talk about, and even some patchy flooding with some heavy downpours at times. And those could last into Wednesday as well. So at the end of the week, while we can't eliminate rain chances, we start seeing a little more sunshine, more in the way of pop-up thunderstorms instead of steadier all-day rains like Tuesday into Tuesday night, it looks like now. But we'll keep you posted, of course, at CWG.live as we go forward this week, just to see if there are some salvageable hours here and there for some outdoor plans. But it is still needed rain, 1 to 3 inches, a little bit drier, kind of northeast of the city, around 1 inch more likely than southwest of the city, where we could see 3 inches. It's just a wet week overall for everyone, but you can see the variances over the region, kind of from northeast drier, southwest a little bit wetter. And clouds, of course, with the rain chances moving in tomorrow afternoon and especially starting tomorrow night. Clouds move back into the picture, kind of camp out for much of the time Tuesday into Wednesday. Maybe some more breaks in the clouds Thursday and Friday with thunderstorm chances going up then as well. If we do see some sunshine coming into the picture, it could help percolate the atmosphere, bubble it up into some storms. A couple could be strong, perhaps even Wednesday and especially Thursday and Friday. So we'll keep you posted on that as well. And temperatures are warm this week, with the exception of our heavier rain day on Tuesday, which could be a one single cool blip this week. We could quickly dip into kind of cooler temperatures on Tuesday. It overall is a pretty warm week. Lots of upper 70s into the 80s in the forecast, and dew points could get well into the 60s, if not near 70 by the end of the week. So we were getting kind of moist, becoming unpleasant maybe later tomorrow afternoon as rain chances, showers start moving into the area. And definitely, I think you'll feel more sticky and unpleasant Monday night, especially Tuesday, a little kind of rise in the dew points Wednesday. And then Thursday and especially Friday, I think when we kind of get into that more summer-like air mass, we could see summer-like thunderstorms pop. One or two could be strong at the end of this week, so we'll need to watch that as we do get some ingredients together for thunderstorms in the area. And the kind of no severe weather expected with the rains on Tuesday, but I did want to point out that Monday night should start in kind of a showery, kind of waves of rain fashion, but I think pre-dawn Tuesday, perhaps before sunrise Tuesday, we could start seeing some and hearing some rumbles of thunder. Could wake us up unless you're an early riser. So some thunderstorms are moving back into the picture very, very late Monday night. I'll say kind of very early Tuesday, perhaps before sunrise into Tuesday night. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we need to watch for kind of more of your popcorn pop-up thunderstorms developing. A couple could be strong to severe by the end of the week, so we'll need to watch that. The more near-term concern is patchy flooding Tuesday into Tuesday night. That's when our most intense rain could fall. We could see a quick, as I showed you a minute ago, 1, 2, 3 inches in parts of the region. But the flooding could last into Wednesday as the heavier rainfall works its way through our hydrological system, our streams flowing into rivers and then larger bodies of water. So we'll need to watch the progression of how the rainfall kind of reacts and flows out into our watershed on later Tuesday into Wednesday. So possibly we do see a flood advisory of some sort come out from the National Weather Service as we head into Tuesday or so. And then, let's see, looking into allergies, my fellow allergy sufferers, trees are still high. We're past peak, thank goodness. Grasses are taking the helm, though. It's doing its best to give us the far graph below, showing that seasonal increase is indeed happening again this year, 2025. We'll have to get through, kind of later, very late May into early June before we see grass is starting to subside and get past peak like trees are now. But I just wanted to point out, hopefully you're hanging in there, but grasses are trying to take the Vanguard helm from the top place from our trees as those kind of subside a little bit, the tree pollens. Looking into next week, temperatures are leaning below average and precipitation is leaning above average, which is good news as the drought does persist in much of the region. We're in moderate to severe drought in the orange shadings here in this map. But as I talked about yesterday in the evening update at CWG.live, near term, some surpluses, some positive soil moistures in the green shadings in part of our region where I've heard your reports. We have mushrooms popping up even in otherwise labeled as drought areas in the region. So just there is some kind of disparate, some cognitive dissonance where we get short-term pools of water. Fungi, mushrooms take advantage, but the medium to longer term is still a rainfall deficit in parts of the region that turns into longer term droughts, which will, why are we watching the longer term drought? Because we're in the middle of growing season. We're heading definitely into the middle of growing season. What June, July, August. High evapotranspiration needs, high water needs. We don't want to have water shortages or crop failures if there's the water table is suffering later this summer. So that's why we're interested in watching drought conditions because that's more of the medium to longer term issues that could develop. But so far, so good. Soil moistures, except some parts of the region, are doing okay in kind of more shorter term methods. So go back to my update yesterday at cwg.live. You'll see all the maps. I put several maps together, and I want to hear from you and your experience, how it is locally for you. I know it's a hodgepodge now because this time of year we have a lot of hit and miss rain. This week should give us a more solid shield of rain, more consistent rain over the region, but hit or miss storms are the way we are doing it a lot of times this time of year. So it's going to be a patchwork. One county over will be in surplus of rain. Your county might be in a major rainfall deficit. All right. We've got Donna. Hopefully you can hear me. It looks like I am okay on my sound. McKnight, Rebecca, Kaylee, thanks for tuning in. And Liz, good to see you. And we've got David. Baltimore on Friday is going to be maybe some thunderstorms you want to watch. Luckily, the heavy shield of rain should be backing off by then. But do keep an eye out CWG.live, David, for Friday. Let's see. Grace asked about rush hour rains. I think showers could get going by rush hour tomorrow. Hopefully still showery, but steadier rains may be coming in near and right after rush hour on Monday. Tuesday morning and evening rush does look very wet, so please add some extra time, I would think. There could be some downpours for both morning and evening rush. Dauntless, hi, thanks for tuning in on Instagram. Let me make sure I've caught up on all your questions and comments on all four of our social media channels, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and X. Dan and Pancho and JM and Klinger and Kyle, thanks for tuning in. And Friday evening, Annie, stay tuned as we're talking about what David's plans for his baseball game in Baltimore. It looks more like thunderstorms to watch on Friday. Perhaps more hit or miss, but we want to watch for the potential of strong to severe storms. I think mainly focused on Thursday, Friday, but so far, rain chances are highest Tuesday, slowly declining Wednesday, Thursday, Friday overall. So I think we have a chance to dodge some raindrops by the end of the week, especially Thursday, Friday. Even though our thunderstorm chances go higher, overall rain chances are not going to be as wide coverage consistently throughout the region. So I hope that makes some sense. It offers an opportunity to watch radar. Even though we have to watch thunderstorms, at least not all of us are getting one single shield of rain where we all have to cancel our plans due to a washout. All right, let's see. Wednesday is looking a little iffy for a field day. Mana on X. Annie, you're most welcome. Deidre and Mena, if you can, by the way, if you can watch plans for Wednesday as we get closer, don't outright cancel just yet. I think the most pertinent thing is Tuesday, the high likelihood of, so high confidence, high amounts of rain, and the intensity of rain is going to be heavy at times on Tuesday. That's the day where I think it's easiest to cancel plans, even right now here on Sunday evening. Deidre, good to see you. And Patrick, let's see. I love this full moon this time of year. I think that means the waters are getting warmer, growing season is getting underway. And Todd, I too would like yesterday's weather year round. It was like San Diego. I love that. Yes. And let's see, Brittany, tomorrow afternoon is when the showers start moving in. The morning looks fine. But I think a small umbrella tomorrow afternoon might be good for some hit or miss showers. But I don't think we're even going to see thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. So just some showers peppering the region. Rain chances slowly ramp up into like kind of the 5 p.m. rush hour time frame. But the waves of showers, a couple could be moderates. But I so far am not seeing indications of thunder and lightning tomorrow. So that's some great news. Pewee fan, you're most welcome. I'm glad I'm helping you expect when to expect the rain and what type of rain this week. Esrod and Shoulder, thanks so much for tuning in. And Twin and Hunter, I don't think we're not gonna stay dry until Tuesday morning. I think we do have waves of showers starting tomorrow afternoon. Raindrops as early as noon tomorrow on Monday. But I think steadier showers kind of try and hold off until mid to late afternoon, 5 p.m. and after, perhaps. Monday nights, I think waves of showers turn to maybe periods of lighter rain that's steadier. And then thunderstorms arrive in the region pre-dawn on Tuesday. I think even before sunrise on Tuesday, we could see some rumbles of thunder, unfortunately. Let me put up the temperatures this week while we're catching up on questions and comments. Pretty warm with the exception of Tuesday, our heaviest rain day. Also, hand in hand, it's our coolest day this week. So, wettest and coolest day this week looks like Tuesday. Um, and Bree and Adventure and Chris, thanks so much for tuning in. Uh, David, that's a great question. I put the rainfall deficits for the last 30 days in yesterday's PM update. And if memory serves, along the I-81 corridor, we still need 5 to 8 inches to catch up on drought issues in parts of the region, especially in the severe drought. Let me pull it up for you. The severe drought areas in the darkest orange. Those need several inches of rain. Now this helps this week, right? We're seeing 1 to 3 inches of region. Wow, 1 to 3 inches of rain in the region over the next 7 days. So this is great. Nothing to sneeze at. We need this. And with the exception of the intensity of the rain on Tuesday into Tuesday night, where we could see some patchy flooding at times, we'll see. It remains to be seen, but there is a risk there for that. Um, we need this rain, and it's coming in a good soaking fashion, generally speaking, for Tuesday into Tuesday night. Human on YouTube, you're most kind. Thanks so much for tuning in. And yeah, Paul, when you see the oak fronds gathering on the cars, that's generally a sign of peak tree pollen, indeed. And I've learned that from my friends at the U.S. Army Allergen. Let me get their abbreviation right. The U.S. Army's Allergen Extract Center. They share their knowledge with me, and I've learned over the years as an allergy sufferer too, my types of trees, what to look for, and that it's this particular type of oak tree drops those right around the exact peak, plus or minus a couple days. So it's a cool sign, right? A cool indication. All right. And thanks for Paul. Thanks so much for repeating your comment. I appreciate that. And Mike, I did my rain dance indeed. I'll keep doing that this week. And Patrick, good to see you on X. And David, yes, happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there, including mine. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I talked to her earlier for a while, so that's great. David, I am glad to see you on David Mentor on YouTube. Really good to see you. And Steve, hello, and Culpepper. Heading south on Friday, there could be 1 or 2 storms. We'll have to watch the strength of these storms Thursday, Friday, especially. And I can't even rule out Wednesday having a strong storm. But we're gonna be okay. We're gonna keep you posted at cwg.live. Nothing too widespread at issue except maybe this heavier rain Tuesday into Tuesday night with thunderstorms rumbling as early as before sunrise on Tuesday into Tuesday night. I think that's our heaviest time frame for heavy rain. It's an agreement with the weather models and the National Weather Service and the Weather Prediction Center. Think here in the yellow, there is a slight chance that we could see some heavy flooding downpours in parts of the region. So patchy flooding is possible Tuesday, perhaps lasting into Wednesday. We do still see the potential for some waves of rain and thunderstorms into Wednesday, and downpours are possible. But we'll see how the water interacts in our watershed. It does take time to move from small streams to the larger bodies of water. So there is sometimes a delay in our region, as we know, like When there's heavier rain in the mountains, it takes sometimes a day or two to work its way down into the tidal Potomac. So it's worth watching how this works out on Tuesday into Wednesday for potential flooding. And yes, pollen we are talking about still high trees, high for grasses. Grasses are taking over. In the graph farthest below there, I just wanted to show you we still have some time to go before we get to peak pollen for grasses and put that behind us as past peak pollen like we have luckily for trees. Even though, yes, still high, it's taking its time going down in past peak fashion, but it is happening. All right, let me animate the precipitation pattern as it for the week as I take some more questions and comments. Still dry tonight, still dry tomorrow morning, but showers move in Monday afternoon, slowly but surely. As early as noon, we could see a couple raindrops in the region, just to keep kind of the earliest possible schedule in mind for raindrops. But I think kind of steadier showers, try and hold off until 3, 4, 5 p.m. It's a little unclear the intensity and timing for tomorrow afternoon, but I would, if you have to be out tomorrow afternoon, I would, really try and keep a small umbrella just to play it safe. And then there's the next step up in rain chances Monday nights. That's when we get steadier waves of showers and even some steadier light rains, with the first rumble of thunder perhaps coming in before sunrise on Tuesday. So early risers probably not a problem, but for most of us who like to sleep in past 5 a.m., we could be woken up a little bit early on Tuesday. So we'll have to watch that. And thunderstorms continue Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I think even into Saturday in this animation. So it's a damp week at times, with Tuesday being the clearest day that you don't, excuse me, Tuesday being the obvious day for planned cancellation outdoors. Definitely not a clear day. It's our rainiest, coolest day of the week. Humidity will be back. It looks very likely humidity stays through the end of the week with these rain chances. So dew point scale coming up here for you. It is looking moist, sticky, borderline monkey gross maybe by the end of the week. DM, good to see you. Lillian, Tuck, SG, thanks so much for tuning in on Instagram. Twin Capes, Mishibu, and let's see, we've got S. Wordlock. Good to see you as well. Ruth Lisa, happy Mother's Day to you and your mom and all the moms, indeed. And CJD on X. 10 a.m. on Thursday. I think you have a slight window. Don't change or cancel anything just yet, but do be aware, especially on a golf course, of thunderstorm potential on Thursday and Friday. By mid to late afternoon into evening, that's when chances grow for everyday thunderstorms, one of two of which could be strong to severe, I think, on Thursday and Friday. So we'll keep you posted at cwg.live. I'm Camden Walker. This is our weekly Sunday Sunset Live chats. This is what we do every week, 20-minute live chat. Memorial Day is coming up in 2 weeks, so we'll do a holiday Monday edition then instead of our typical Sunday night chat then. But I'll see you next Sunday. We'll continue. We still have three more minutes or so here. So let's go through things one more time. Let's see. So Amy, dew points are rising this week. I think we'll start feeling it maybe later afternoon tomorrow, and especially as it gets very rainy on Tuesday, stickiness goes up a notch. Friday is when I think we could see some 70-degree dew points, so it starts getting muggy gross, which we're not used to as we get, it's still spring. So the air does get moist and unpleasant. Even though, yes, midsummer, 70-degree dew point, kind of we get used to it, we acclimate, doesn't feel terrible. But I would say be ready here in May. It's gonna be a little a little bit stuffy when you get a 70-degree dew point. CJD, you're most welcome. Let's see, Paul, if you had outdoor plans in DC Wednesday versus Thursday, lean Thursday. I lean Thursday. Slightly lower rain chances. Let's see if the National Weather Service agrees with me. Yep, slightly lower rain chances for Thursday. Good. That's what the weather. I've looked at all the models today. I think it turns a little bit sunny on Thursday, Friday. Clouds are dominating kind of Monday, a little bit sunny tomorrow morning, which is cool. So if you want some dry hours, tomorrow morning is kind of it for the week where you're guaranteed some hours of rain-free brighter times. So clouds move in Monday afternoon, especially Monday night, as rain chances continue to creep up Monday afternoon to Monday night. Tuesday, I really don't think we'll see the sun with some downpours and thunderstorms around most, if not all of the day. Patchy flooding possible. Wednesday still looks pretty darn cloudy. Peaks of sun maybe could set off a couple thunderstorms. But Thursday, Friday, that's when you'll see in this animation from the American weather model that clouds start breaking up a little bit. I think the trade-off is afternoon and evening thunderstorms could get kind of juiced and percolated up by the sun kind of boiling the air a little bit, if you will, bubbling up the air, heating the surface, and these air pockets of heated air rise up into the atmosphere and really like a pot of coffee. If you remember an old school percolator, it would gets thunderstorms going. Wednesday, but especially Thursday, Friday. So that's my long answer. I think if you had Wednesday versus Thursday, I'd prefer Thursday, even though there's a higher thunderstorm chance, I think, compared to Wednesday, but rain chances overall for the day are a little bit lower. David, I'll see you next week. That's great. Thanks so much for tuning in. It looks like it has been my 20 minutes. I have been blabbing too much. David, we do have a severe weather index. We're working on retooling that for our latest CWG.live blog format that we've been retooling since December. But we will work on that. We have a storm threat level, STL, and I think it's worthy of maybe considering a 1 out of 3 this week, especially by Thursday, Friday. I think we could see a couple, maybe a few strong storms. Indeed, it's a soggy week, Ruth Lisa. Scott, thanks for tuning in. Lon likes you. I'm glad. And Cartuvus and JB, thanks for tuning in. And I am over my time. We're going to be covering all the rain this week at CWG.live. I'm Camden Walker signing off. Until next Sunday for a weekly Sunday Sunset 20-minute chat. I will see you then. Have a